Hello everyone, I'm Paul Dunleavy-Bledsoe, the editor of CDN Computer Dealer News. With me here today is Siobhan Byron, the president of Forsythe Technology Canada. You're also the vice president of managed services for the company worldwide. And we're going to discuss some of the evolving trends in managed services for 2012. Siobhan, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you, Paula.
So the big topic from last year, and it's spreading into this year, is BYOD, bring your own device. How's that going to work in a managed service?
Well, it's another evolving aspect to managed services. Clients, first of all, have to figure out how are they actually going to handle BYOD. They have to set up the policies, they have to figure out management, they have to figure out what devices they're going to allow their employees to bring. And then, once that is established, it fits into managed services in the same way anything else would. The core is that the organization has to figure out how they want to manage bringing your own devices. And there have to be ground rules. A lot of companies are moving that way, but they are looking very carefully at what devices, what limits. Some organizations are saying, we're going to give you an allocation, you go buy the device, it has to be this, but you're on the hook for providing support. Well, if they're on the hook for providing support and they have to purchase it, then you don't have to deal with the management aspect of it. So it really depends. What you do have to deal with, though, is the security side of things. And that's one thing that we're seeing is more and more security is continuing to become, well, it already is an integral part, but it's continuing to be such an important part of all aspects of the IT organization and everything they're doing. It really ties in to everything, and I think organizations are continually having to face the fact that security and the new threats and challenges that come with that are actually what they're having a challenge to keep up with.
So you're a solution provider, and I talked to a lot of solution providers over the year, and one of the things that they find with customers is that they're sort of confused over cloud or managed services. I'm sure you've come across that. How do you answer that?
I believe there's a place for both, and in fact, what we're seeing is that our customers are really looking at a hybrid model, where they're looking at some parts of their organization they should maintain in-house. Some parts make sense to look to a managed service provider, and some parts make sense to look at a cloud provider. And we actually help our customers to figure out what is the best thing for them in terms of the solutions. There's some well-established areas where the cloud is a very good fit. There's other areas where the organization has to maintain more ownership over that data, more control, etc. And a managed services provider can be a great way of actually realizing some of the benefits in terms of cost savings, guaranteed performance levels, improved performance, but they can also reap the benefits in terms of they know they've got a fixed budget every month. They can offload some of the core day-to-day activities to the managed service provider and allow their organizations to focus on driving their business and on areas that really impact their revenue driving or their service delivery more. And that's what we're seeing. So it's about finding the right balance, but I do think there's a place for both.
Another issue is mobility, and tablets have become very, very popular, but we're seeing now some specifically built tablets and the mass market type tablets like the iPad 2. How do you see that working in with the managed service?
Right now I think it's still evolving. What we're actually trying to make sure our customers are doing is taking a look at mobility and how they want to manage that first. Taking a look at what's important. We have developed actually at Forsythe a service and a tool called FAST, and it's actually not just for mobility but for within the security area. And what it does is it takes a look and helps the customer narrow down the products and the solutions that are out there, and in combination with what their requirements are. So it takes that decision-making process and helps them really shrink it down to weeks, and then what they can do is they can work on sort of proof of concepts, and they can go further on a couple of solutions as opposed to being swamped with all of the choices. So that's one of the things that we're doing.
Fantastic. Siobhan, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Paula.
There you have it from me, Paul Dunleavy-Bledsoe, the editor of CDN Computer Dealer News. Thanks for watching.